Hey guys, welcome back. It's Linda and Alicia, and we are here for part 3 of our healing series. Now, if you're just joining us, we are covering, what are we covering? We did cover in part 1 what healing is and what it isn't. In the second video, we talked about the power of the mind, and we talked a little bit about claiming our wholeness no matter what. So if you did not get around to catching those videos, we will have those linked below. You can go back, watch those, get caught up, or you can start with this video and circle back to them later. But either way, we are so glad you're here. Sit back and let's get started.
Yes. Today's message, it's about what to stop and what to start. The way we like to think of it is what to ditch and do. So I'm going to pass it right to Alicia because Alicia's just burning to tell you this.
Oh, I am. I so am. Okay. So my number one recommendation of what to ditch, okay? It's going to be ditching the advice and recommendations of others, including us. Yeah, I can see how that's going to be awkward for us, okay? So you can probably just end the video right now. Or you can keep listening and hear me out, all right? So I know that something that came up for me quite a bit when I was just navigating how it felt for me to just humbly take in the advice of others. And just say, yes, I'm so glad that probably did work for you, or I will listen to that, maybe, probably not. Here's the thing. We all do things differently. We've all experienced different things. There are things that we know for sure are not going to work for us, but you have to be able to discern that for yourselves. And sometimes it can get really muddy when other people are telling you, this is what you should do. Here is A, B, C. This is what you need to do. Okay? So it's not that you shouldn't be listening to other people's advice, especially if it's a medical professional. We're not going to touch that. What we do want you to recognize is that that the you in here knows what you need. And sometimes you need to be able to quiet all of that other noise and just really ask yourself, what do I need in this moment? What is going to be beneficial for me? And then proceed.
Beautiful. You know, it makes me remember the qualifiers that I put before I share something with another person, especially like in ministry. You know, everybody cares about you, and so when you share publicly as part of like a teaching story or something, invariably afterwards I get at least 6 different book titles recommended to me.
Yes.
This doctor or this holistic program, and somebody even squirted a whole bunch of essential oil into my hand one day. It was dripping all over the place. You know, well-meaning, caring, loving people. But ultimately, you know, that inner authority is really what we seek. Gather the information, do everything that we need to try to get up to speed with what our options are, all of that. But man, we especially if you're a people pleaser, you know, be really mindful not to just rely on external authories. All right, so mine is, this is my biggie, self-criticism and comparison. Holy cow.
Yeah.
You know, Alicia knows me. You know, it's that sweet spot between, you know, being disciplined, and by that I mean in a healthy way, you know, creating a set of routines for myself that are really good for me, healthful, and the ability to indulge too, you know, and not going kind of too far in either direction, but you know, and if I do, the sort of the beating myself up that goes on is just abominable. and then comparing myself to others and where they're at, or, to even to things that I'm reading. So to me, those are poisonous. I really have learned how they deflate me, how they actually harm my immune system, and they're just worthy of ditching.
Oh, 100% agree. Let's ditch that, okay? And we differ very much in our approaches to that, and it's because of our experiences. So if you follow me and you start to know my stories, everything that I do, it's the opposite of discipline for a reason, okay? That sounds chaotic, but for me, eating disorder recovery, where I've been in my life, I can not have that in my life. The second that I start mapping out what I need to do, this little monkey brain in here takes it to a whole nother level. So for me, it's intuitive eating, a lot of patience, a lot of grace with myself, and I just I do what makes me happy and what feels good. And I agree with you that we can't look at what other people are doing and say, man, they just seem to have it all together. Well, everyone seems to have it together on social media, don't they?
Right.
Don't they? Even when they're showing you the messy stuff to show you how not perfect their lives are, it sure looks pretty darn perfect, doesn't it? So just have that grace with yourself. Do it the way that you need to, but gosh, just ditch
the self-criticism.
Ditch it.
Ditch it.
We love it.
Ditch it. Okay. So how about what to do?
Okay.
If we're going to stop certain things, there's other things that certainly we've learned for ourselves that are important to begin to do.
Yeah. Okay, so the number one to do for me, while I was ditching the well-meaning advice of others, was to cultivate a community that was affirming for me, but also cultivating a community that I was intentional about inviting into my being, inviting into my sacred, safe place. And we all have those relationships. It's going to sound terrible, but you can relate. We have those relationships that are just surfacey. There's those people that you can't go deep with. And sometimes that serves a purpose. But for where I'm at in my life now, I need to be able to go deep. Or people that can't put you first 50% of the time. If you're starting to notice those relationships where you're talking about things that are going on and it's always like, oh yeah, I had that too. Or you didn't even finish a thought and that's not where I'm at, folks. That's not where I want to be. So really building that community of like-minded women and men. I have some male friendships too that are like that, where we can listen to each other, offer that support, and sit with each other and hold space for each other. But it's not advice giving.
Yes.
And it's not trying to fix one another. And it's not, we do this for each other really well, but let me tell you, it's taken us a minute to get there. And it's taken me saying, Mom, I don't need you to fix this for me, right? Me being clear with what I need from her.
Sure. And me learning that that the greatest sense of respect that I can have for another person, including for my daughter, is to trust that she has the answers within her and to not try to impose my point of view on her. It's really disrespectful to think that I have to rescue or I have to, that my ideas are what she absolutely needs to do.
Yeah. And sometimes they are. And sometimes I'll get to that point too.
Yeah.
But it feels so much better when you can come to that conclusion on your own and just have the freedom to make those decisions for yourself. But just be really, really intentional about the people that you're inviting into your space.
Yes. And for me, I have some of that too. But the big thing for me, it's the other side of what I have to ditch, right? The self-criticism is self-affirmation. Now, I want to just stop because when you hear the word affirmation, it means a lot of different things to different people. And the dominant culture sort of has turned affirmations into a lot of kind of airy-fairy generalities and magical thinking.
I deserve good things. I am entitled to my share of happiness. I refuse to beat myself up. I am an attractive person. I am fun to be with.
And that's not at all what we're talking about. Our message in the book is really about affirming what that inner knowledge, that inner wisdom says to us is the truth about us, right? And so for me, it's about self-knowledge, and it's about what is my true nature. What do I know about that part of me that's eternal, that's ever existent, right? That is immutable. That part of me that I can rely upon, and therefore what's possible for me to be and to do in my life. That becomes really important. And of course, I do that through journaling or through meditation. Different ways. But one of the key things I've learned to do, especially during the pandemic, when I can't go sit, and have a coffee in a shop with a friend, I have relied upon deep conversations with those handful of people that, like Alicia said, that I can rely upon, that are my big champions. And a shout out to my longest, dearest friend, Michelle, who we've been friends since 4th grade, and we have happy hour together over the phone at least once a week for 2 hours. My greatest part of my support system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's that 50-50, because I know you are for her as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Absolutely.
And that ties back into our whole theme of the book, this healing. That is something that is going to come up for you, where you're going to need to be reminded through those challenging times what you are, what your true nature is. Mm-hmm. That's where these affirmations, that's where the teachings in this book are going to come in handy to you. So if this resonates with you in any capacity, or you just want to learn more about this, please leave us a comment below. We would love to hear from you, hear your thoughts. If this 3-part series is something that has been helpful, and you want more of it, let us know. Let us know what you would be interested in us doing short little videos on.
Sure. And I'm really interested in your ditch and do's.
Yes.
What are your things that you gravitate to? Because as you share that, then you might inspire others as well.
And us.
Yeah. And us.
Absolutely. Okay, so what else do we need to tell you guys? Oh, yeah. So, we would like for you to like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're glad you guys are here, but let's keep this going. Share with a friend. Share with anyone. Share with everyone.
Well, especially think about those people that you know that really feel sometimes stuck in their own conditions, or feel like that life has become all about this challenge or problem that they have, or this illness or whatever. Mm-hmm. This book is really to help that, to help us along that path, to see ourselves in a different way, and to be able to live fully no matter what.
Yes, awesome. All right, well, until next time, we are so glad that you guys are here with us. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.